మీకోసం మరింత రంజుగా
अब तू देख लेगा बच्चन साहब का खेल।
డౌన్లోడ్ ఆహా నౌ.
ఆకర్షణీయమైన చీరలు, అప్పురపరిచే ధరలు, అందరికీ నచ్చిన అందరూ మెచ్చిన షో మన లక్కీ మహిళ. బోలెడంత ఎక్సైట్మెంట్, వండర్ఫుల్ విన్నింగ్ మూమెంట్స్.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్ చెప్పారు, మీరే గెలుచుకున్నారండి. కంగ్రాచులేషన్స్, $220.
సెలబ్రిటీ హోస్ట్లు, అదిరిపోయే పంచులు, సరదా సరదా కబుర్లు.
ఆశ దోశ అప్పడం బడ హెల్ప్ మీరు ఆడుతున్నారు.
ఇలా మరెన్నో మెమరబుల్ మూమెంట్స్ తోటి ఫస్ట్ యానివర్సరీ జరుపుకుంటోంది మన లక్కీ మహిళ. Watch it live only on TVAsiaTELUGU.
గెలుపే ఊపిరిగా, పట్టుదలే ప్రాణంగా, ఆశయమే గమ్యంగా పోరాడే యోధుడికి విజయం అన్స్టాపబుల్. ప్రశ్నల్లో మరింత ఫైర్, సరదాల్లో మరింత సెటైర్, మీకోసం మరింత రంజుగా. దెబ్బకి థింకింగ్ మారిపోవాలా? మీకోసం మరింత రంజుగా.
अब तू देख लेगा बच्चन साहब का खेल।
డౌన్లోడ్ ఆహా నౌ.
ఆకర్షణీయమైన చీరలు, అప్పురపరిచే ధరలు, అందరికీ నచ్చిన అందరూ మెచ్చిన షో మన లక్కీ మహిళ. బోలెడంత ఎక్సైట్మెంట్, వండర్ఫుల్ విన్నింగ్ మూమెంట్స్.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్ చెప్పారు, మీరే గెలుచుకున్నారండి. కంగ్రాచులేషన్స్, $220.
సెలబ్రిటీ హోస్ట్లు, అదిరిపోయే పంచులు, సరదా సరదా కబుర్లు.
ఆశ దోశ అప్పడం బడ హెల్ప్ మీరు ఆడుతున్నారు.
ఇలా మరెన్నో మెమరబుల్ మూమెంట్స్ తోటి ఫస్ట్ యానివర్సరీ జరుపుకుంటోంది మన లక్కీ మహిళ. Watch it live only on TVAsiaTELUGU.
ప్రేక్షకులందరికీ hello and welcome to yet another fabulous episode of our talk show with experts. మనతో ఉన్నారు మన immigration expert Rahul Reddy garu. Rahul garu, thank you so much for being on the show today andi.
Thanks for inviting Garu.
Sure. Our program has been supported by movers.com and AHA OTT platform. Watch us on Yup TV, Facebook, YouTube, Sling TV, World BB TV and Dish Network. All right, coming to the topic for today, changing employers, always a fun subject. All right, let's talk about, what precautions should be taken for a candidate holding an F-1 or an H-1B or has the AOS pending. Rahul garu, what is it that we need to be wary about? What are some of the do's and don'ts with this, Andy?
Yeah, it's very important. People need to understand a little bit of these tips. So especially I'll go one topic at a time. If the person is an F-1 visa, if there is a difference between an OPT and STEM extension. In the OPT period of time, voluntary job is allowed. You don't have to get paid in the OPT period. For the STEM extension period, you have to get paid. Otherwise, it will be counted as an unemployment period. And the job should be in the similar profession. You can't work as a restaurant manager while your degree is in computer science. You can't work that way. You have to work in the IT field. The reason why they are giving OPT and STEM extension is the US thinks that if you just get the degree and then you go to your home country, you will not be valued that much. You must get some practical exposure here in United States. So for that reason, OPT has been given. Because if you get a STEM graduate, they want STEM people to stay longer here in the United States. So they extended it by 2 more years. So before you get an OPT itself, it's better to line up with the companies because it's okay to have a voluntary job. You don't have to get paid, but you need to have the documentation that you're getting training. Another thing is that when you are working for any company, you need to update the DSO. You need to update the things in the service system. In some cases, it is necessary for you to get the endorsement at the back of the I-20, but in some cases it's not. But you need to update the service system and you need to update the DSO. When you are changing the job, especially in the STEM extension though, the new company must be willing to give the 983 form. Okay. They must be E-verified company. A lot of people, what they say is that, okay, I'm working with X company and I'm going to move to Y company. They don't get the 983 and they work with the Y company and they find out that Y company is not an E-verified company or they don't want to provide the 983. Then you will be in trouble. Because if the company is not willing to give you the 983 form, you are in trouble. So please note these things. It's very important for the students. It's very important who are in the OPT, who are in the STEM extension. And the total unemployment period cannot exceed 150 days. That includes the OPT and the STEM extension. So if it exceeds 150 days, you will be in trouble. That means that you're not maintaining the student visa. Your student, that means you're not in status in the student visa though. So lining up the employers, make sure that you get, especially in this not a good period of time, please note that OPT, voluntary is okay. When it comes to STEM extension, you need to get paid. Does the STEM extension has to be a full-time job? There are exceptions. It can be part-time job also. You need to discuss with a lawyer about it. And when it comes to the H-1B, the most common mistake we feel is that moving the location of the job. Okay, I'm working in Florida. My wife is located in California. I'm moving to California. Oh, I'm just traveling there. And then they never come back. And then they get into trouble. You need to file the H-1B amendment before you move to that location, not afterwards. This is the reason a good number of people who are on the H-1B fall out of status. Now, when they want to move the jobs from company A to company B, you don't need to get an approval. Technically speaking about as long as your application is filed with immigration, you're allowed to move from company A to company B. And also the good news for the people is that if you have a period of 60 days unemployment allowed, when you are moving from company A to company B, if company A's I-94 is valid is more than 60 days, then you are allowed the 60 days. So you have the discretion of being unemployed for a period of 60 days on the H-1B. And if you are crossing the H-1B, that 60 days unemployment though, I strongly recommend if you have an option of moving into H-4, please file the H-4 before the 60 days, not after 60 days. B2 and F1 are options, but I would strongly recommend people to consult with a lawyer if you're going for B2 or F1, because there are people think that, okay, I'm going to go to F1 and then I'm going to come back to H1. No, it doesn't happen that way. You won't get the change of status approved. That means that you will have to go to India to get the H-1B approved. And consulates don't like people lingering around in USA after the 60 days period is expired and they try to go to B2 or F1. They don't like them that much. So you need to be cautious. They are available for you to use. You need to be very cautious on those things. The AOS though, which is actually where people are paranoid, which they should not be, is the most easiest thing. Is that if you have completed the 180 days, it is 180 days from the time you file the 485, not from the time you get an I-140 approval. It's 180 days from the time you file the 485. You are free to change the job. Is it essential to file the I-485J before you join the company? No, it's not. Can you file it at the time when you get an RFE? Yes, you can. You may have to have the company be willing to give the I-485J form where the filing fee is 0, okay? And they must be willing to support you with the I-485J when the 485 interview comes in. But it is not technically absolutely required to file a 485J before you join the company. And when you move to a different company A to company B, I'm already assuming that you have the EAD. If you don't have an EAD, then you have to file a H-1B transfer, which will be very similar to the H-1B rules. But you don't have to have the same job duties. Let's say, for example, you're working in a program called Java 4.6. Do you need to work in Java 4.6? Can you actually move to Oracle? Yeah, you can move to Oracle. Java is a software according to me. Oracle is a software. It's the same in the similar profession. You don't need to do anything if you are in the software profession, moving into software profession. A little bit different software is not going to make any difference for you getting the green card.
Correct. Anything else you'd like to add at this point, sir?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. All right, folks. On that note, let's start taking our callers for the day. Okay, let's take our first caller for today. Caller with number ending in 0576. 0576, we're ready for you. Hello?
Hello, madam. My name is Sagar Sunkara. I'm calling to talk to Rahul Reddy, sir. So,
Yes, sir.
sir, I'm trying to file my adjustment of status through cross-chargeability. My wife was born in Kuwait. So when she was born in 1983 in Kuwait, but her passport says 1985 India. So I got the birth certificate from the Embassy of India in Kuwait and also from the Ministry of Health and all. I'm trying to update the passport, sir, Indian passport. So I'm having a difficulty in updating the passport. So I approached the Indian Consular Chicago. What they're asking me is to update the secondary school of birth, 10th class certificate update with the date of birth. So they're asking me to update the date of birth in 10th class. So could you guide me, sir, how to do that? Because they're okay to do the place of birth, but they're giving me problems with the date of birth.
That's impossible to do it. I know how the school certificate is. I don't know why they are giving you around. Okay. I would still file a 485 application if they are giving you, try a different consulate though, try Houston consulate if possible. That may be something that you may want to work around. Or any other consulate. I think so there's one in New York area and there is one in San Jose, Washington DC area, one in San Jose area. So try in those concerts if you can get it.
So I live in Michigan, sir, so they're asking me to only approach to Chicago, sir.
Yeah. Then I would still file the 485 for you, but I need to have a preponderance of evidence that she's born there when the passport says that she's born in India. Very preponderant evidence. If possible, all the way to the lease agreement that her mother has the hospital records. How long did your wife stay from 1983 in Kuwait?
She stayed in 2 years, sir. So we have the passport that was issued 40 years back for her mother.
For her mother, which identifies the daughter in the passport.
Yes, sir. Correct, sir.
And of course, that should say that she is born in Kuwait.
Yes, sir. It is listed as a Kuwait, sir. She is so-and-so person, so-and-so date, born in Kuwait.
I'm going to file the 485. Okay? I'm going to reapproach the consulate of Chicago again. Hey, look, your own document says that she's born in this one. Why do you have to go out? You try there again. If that's not possible, then just file the 485. Okay?
Sure, sir. I approached it again yesterday. I went, sir, to the consulate Chicago. They were giving me hard time.
I don't want to debate.
I do
not want to debate about it. I want to file a 485 for you if you're interested in. Okay? You can try as much as possible.
Sure, sir.
Just file the 485. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
One more note that I want to tell you. The priority dates for the rest of the world might go back. You may want to hurry up filing the 485. Okay? Next person, please.
Sure, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling in. While we take our next caller, Rahul Garu, there's a question for you. This is from Shabarinathan Dure. Says, hi Rahul, any thoughts on Eagle Act failure? What should have been done better? So, Rahul Garu, we talked about the Eagle Act, I think like a couple of weeks ago as well. So what has changed and what's going on with it? Has it actually failed?
It's been hitting the floor of the House. Couple of times it has hit to the floor. There was a debate on that. I don't know why Congresswoman Jo Lufgren has not called for the vote, because practically the speaker seat is, in favor of her. I don't know why. Is she scared that it's not going to be passed? I don't know. Previously, there was an overwhelming majority that was co-sponsors in the last Congress when Trump was the president for this particular bill, though. But when it comes to right now, we have only about 86 out of the 520 of House members, though. We don't have, 86 is the co-sponsors of the bill. Previously, we had more than 300 people who are co-sponsors of the bill. I don't know if that's the reason. I don't know. But I think so that she should still bring it to the floor and get it voted again. We still have about a week or 10 days left for this bill to be passed. I call upon all the people to write letter to the congressman if you want the discrimination to be taken off. Remember that before 1956, no Indian was allowed to get the citizenship, period. They're not allowed because Indians are not considered to be whites according to the Supreme Court decision of 1923. So we are not allowed to be, a U.S. citizen. In fact, from before 1923, we were allowed to have citizenship because according to the anthropology department, Indians were considered to be of white race, whatever their calculation is. So we were allowed to have the citizenship. In 1920, the Supreme Court take a decision saying that Indians are not whites, they are browns, so they cannot get the citizenship. So not only that particular Sardar guy was not being given citizen, the people who were already U.S. citizens from Indian origin of this color skin will all been ripped from the citizenship. So their citizenship was being taken back. And due to that decision of the Supreme Court in 1923, 50% of the population that Indians that were living in United States left the country, though. Some of these people were owning lands in California. At that time, the rule of the California was only U.S. citizens can hold the land. So based on the Supreme Court decision in 1923, everybody their lands are confiscated by the government. And citizenship has been taken. 50% of the population of Indians have been. Now, I think so that kind of discrimination, it's shocking for us, right? To have people judged based on the race. It is still going on in immigration law. Even though in 1965, the immigration bill has been passed, that doesn't allow these kind of things though, but it indirectly says that only India can get 7% of it. So we still have it. If you want this discrimination to be taken off, please write the letter that is there at the bottom of it. TVAsia has been gracious enough to put the link there where you can have a draft of the letter, how to contact the congressman and senator. We have put those letters. We have only about 10 days for this bill to pass. If this bill doesn't pass right now, the next Congress is going to be in the hands of Republicans. At this point of time, Republicans are opposing. The House majority at this point of time is still with Democrats. So please have everybody write this bill. Request the congressman to get this bill passed.
Gives us as a good opportunity for that. Awesome, Andy. Thank you so much. Let's take our next caller. Okay, caller with number ending in 0576. 0576, we're ready for you. Hello?
Madam, my call got already over, madam, with Rahul Reddy, sir.
Oh, okay. Then, yeah, you can drop off, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Caller with number ending in, I was wondering, I was like, two callers with the same last numbers. Okay. All right. Next caller with number 1056, Andy. 1056, we're ready for you. Okay, there's some issue. Just bear with us for a second. All right, caller with number ending in 9384. 9384. We're ready for you now. Hello? Caller with number ending in 9384. We're ready for you.
Hello?
Hello? Hello, sir. *6 to unmute your line, Andy. Please press *6 to unmute your line. Hello? Caller with number ending in 9384. Please press *6 and to unmute your line.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Yeah, please go ahead.
Hi, Rahul sir. I have a question. So I am filling DS-160 form, and as part of it, there's a question that is asked, is your fingerprinting done? So I have given my fingerprinting as part of the pending I-485 application this year, earlier in the year. So I want to find out, should the response for that be yes or no? In terms of my...
Wait. When did you last got the visa stamping in India?
That was in 2008.
At that time, was there a biometric fingerprints at that time?
No, it was not there.
Okay, then you answer no to that question, please.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. All right. Before we take our next caller, there's another question for you, Rahul Garu. This is also from Shabri Nathan Durai. It says, once the H-1B PP transfer is approved and received email, is that enough to join the new employer, or should I wait for the hard copy?
No, he doesn't have to wait for the hard copy. If the email is there, I would join.
You can join. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, sir. Let's take our next caller, Andy. All right. Caller with number ending in 8345. 8345. We're ready for you now. Caller with number ending in 8345. Hello?
Hi.
Please press.
Hi, Nitya.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Hi,
Go ahead,
hi
sir.
Rahul and Nitya. Hi. Okay. Hi, Nitya and Rahul. This is Rakesh. I have two scenarios, two situations to discuss with you. So one is about filing H4 EAD for my wife. So what is your recommendation? It should be filed, I should file by myself, or I should use the attorney to file it to avoid any...
This is the first time you're filing an EADs, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
I'm fine either way.
Okay. And and do you need like last 3 months pay slip to file, or
yes,
once your I-140? Okay.
Yes.
And what is the
you
current
need I-140
like,
approval, your
like
H-1B, you have H-1B, you need passport size pictures, you need the last 3 months pay stubs. Of course, I might have already told I-140. Yes, you need all those things.
Okay.
Timeline is about if you independently are filing only for EAD, not filing for the H4 though. The timeline is approximately anywhere between 3 months to 6 months right now.
Okay, and the validity will be till the time you have visa stamped on your passport, right? Or I-99 or up to I-94.
You got it. You absolutely got it right.
Okay.
You got it right. Thank you then.
I have second. Thanks. I have a second situation. So my I-140 was approved. My I-140 was approved in February this year. So what happened? Like my H-1B, my PERM and I-140 was in process, and my my H-1B got expired because of like that 6-year time period, right? And I had to go back to India for a few months. So I turned into contractor role, but working for the same company as a contractor through other
Back
vendor.
in India.
Now
back in India.
Back in India. Yeah, correct.
Okay.
So my I-140 was approved in February this year while I was a contractor and working for the same company in US as a contractor. I moved back in August this year. So
nice.
So I know like for 6 months, we need to stay with the company for 6 months before they revoke your I-140, right?
No. You don't need to stay with the
time for this one.
Wait. From the time I-140 has been approved, you count 6 months. Not from August, from February. You told me that I-140 has been approved in February. So 6 months from February, you already passed the time. You're good. You already passed the time.
But the thing is that I was a contractor. I was not directly working as a permanent employee.
You were sitting at home. You were doing agriculture, watering the plants at that point of time. That doesn't matter. Okay?
Oh, I see. Oh, great. Wow.
Okay.
And then last piece, like if say for example, because my I-140 is approved now, right? And 6 months has passed. If I lose a job and say for example, if I need to go back to India and after 3 years, if I find a similar job in the similar field, I can still come back if someone is ready to employ me as a H-1B holder, right?
Only in the next 90 years, not afterwards. Why? Because I don't think so you're going to be alive after that. Okay? Thank you.
For sure.
Thank you then.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. All right. Let's take our next caller. Meantime, question for you, Rahul Garu. This is from Sai. Says,
Nitya Garu, one question. Question. Even if he comes after 90 years, I won't be there to answer this question.
I know. Oh.
He can't ask me the question. Hey,
he will probably find Rahul Reddy the third or the fourth maybe by then.
Yeah.
Reddy Junior the fourth. All right. Question is, what if no one can find a job in the 60 days grace period after a layoff? 797 is valid until November of 2024. Should I move back to India? And then what happens to my approved I-140?
Yeah. One thing, as I said, I-140 can be used in the next 90 years is perfectly valid for this gentleman too. Yes, you need to consider very seriously if you can't find a job and if you don't have the H4. If you have an H4 though, just go for it, period. And there's nothing better than H4, okay? But if you don't have the H4, should you move to F1, should you move to B2, or should you move out? A lot of people think that, okay, I'll move to B2 and then I'll get a job and I will move back to H1B. So when you apply for B2 though, the USCIS is taking approximately 8-10 months for them to approve the B2.
Right.
In the meantime, you get a job, you want to convert B2 into H1B though, they won't convert it. You will have to go outside the country to get the stamping. So I may choose to go to India for a couple of reasons. One, I'm going to drain my resources here by staying, lease, car, you know how much it is to maintain the house here in the United States. Compared to, you may save some money there. And since you have an I-140 approval, you're already counted to the H-1B number. You're a very easy marketable guy when you want to come back when the market comes in. Put on the top, you have an H-1B approval in the resume. You have an I-140 approval in the resume when you're sending those resumes to the people in the United States. Because if you're sending an email to me and say, I get an email, I have to sponsor H-1B, that is in March of 2023. And October of 2023 is when he's going to get it. And that's to 1/4 chance.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to wait for this guy. So if you say H-1B, I-140 already approved, oh, nice. I can bring this guy in 2 weeks.
Right.
Okay, I'll go with this guy. And not only that, if the employer is smart, they can employ you immediately. How can they employ you immediately? Well, remember the previous caller said, the employer employed him through different sources. Does he need a work permit when he's working in India? Now you don't need a work permit. You don't need H-1B. You can start working there as soon as the company wants to hire.
Right.
So you have more flexibility there. But at the same time, if you are in USA, let's say if you are F1, if you move to B2, you may have a little bit more marketability here too. I mean, there are two things to judge. If you are considering B2 or F1, I definitely recommend consult a lawyer. H4, you're good. Going to India, you're good. You're good. You don't need anything.
Got it. Got it. Thank you, sir. On that note, let's take our next caller, Andy. Let's take our next caller. Okay, caller with number ending in 0806. 0806, we're ready for you. Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Hi, ma'am. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
So last week, I did this automatic revalidation. I saw your channel and my wife is on H4. So I took the opportunity to take a short trip to Mexico. We came back last Friday. But the I-94 is still not updated. Like the I-94 states still my previous visit, travel, which was back in 2018. So usually it gets updated immediately. Right?
Did you drive or did you fly?
I flew, sir.
I'm very surprised. What about the passport? What does it say on the passport though? They will normally stamp until this date she's expiring.
Yeah, so what they did is they took us to a room, they investigated our I-797 and the investigation officer said that they no more stamp the passport. They said you can check the I-94 status online.
Okay, I would give one more day, probably until Tuesday. If not, call up the CBP and ask about it though. They will answer those questions. There is a I-94 problem where you can contact the CBP about it. They'll answer those questions. Okay?
Okay, sure, sir. Because the officer clearly said...
Yeah, if still doesn't work...
He'll give my wife also... Go ahead.
Which not your I-94 until your H-1B expires. But if it doesn't, contact a lawyer though. Wait until Tuesday, try to call the CBP, and if it still doesn't work, you call a lawyer afterwards. When is your wife's previous I-94 expiring though? I just want to ask you that question.
It's expiring 11th of Jan 2023.
Okay, wait until Tuesday. If it is still doesn't come in, contact a lawyer. We'll go to the next caller, next person.
Okay, sure. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Let's take our next caller. Okay, caller with number ending in 0016. 0016, we're ready for you now. Hello? Caller with number ending in 0016. Hello? Hello, ma'am? Ma'am, *6 to unmute your line. Please press *6 to unmute your phone line. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, sir? Can you hear me, sir?
Hello?
Hello, sir?
Yeah, I'm able to hear you.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead. We can hear you. Sir.
Hello? Yeah.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. We can hear you.
Hi, Nitya.
Hi.
Yeah, thanks. So, hello?
Yeah, Murath is very good. You can proceed with the question.
Sir, you need to press *6 to unmute your line. *6 to unmute your line.
We'll go to question, Andy.
Hello?
Hello?
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Please go ahead with your question, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, right. Thanks, Rahul. Thanks, Nitya.
Sure, Andy.
Yeah, so actually, so my case is filed on EB1C. Priority date is July 2020.
Keep going, sir.
I think he's gone back on mute again.
Yeah, let's go to the question.
I think there is some issue going on with your phone line. We'll keep you on hold and then bring you back. Let's take one question in the meantime. Rahul got a question for you. This is from Shubha Nair. Says, how feasible is it for getting recaptured a wasted visa and not count family members for a green card? Is it something that's achievable, or does this require a bill? Well,
good question. Good question, Nitika. Very, very good question. If the Eagle Act doesn't go through by end of this year, until January 3rd of 2023, then the new Congress will come in. We don't have hope that this new Congress will going to just pass the bill. So the best action for us right now is, what is the alternative when the Congress is not moving? We need the administration to move. Administration definitely is in favor. We have big companies like Meta, Google, Apple, and all those companies supporting us. It may be one of the other reasons the tech demand has gone down a little bit compared to what it was 2 years ago, though. That could have been one thing, that we don't have enough supporters in the bill. But in the administration, though, we have good support for this one. Biden is a little bit more aggressive president as compared to any of the other presidents I have seen. He said, I'm going to, just an example, I'm not taking a sides on it. He said he's going to come out of Afghanistan. No matter what happened, maybe people were clinging on the flights and they're flying around. I don't know what happened to all the people who they still clinged around. Only some people fell down from the flight. He still left Afghanistan. That's how he is. I don't think so that Biden administration is going to do the same mistake what Obama administration has done for the DACA kids, though, where they waited until the last year to pass those, to issue the EADs for the DACA kids, though. This administration, now they have given enough time for the Congress. The House was in their hands. The Senate was in their hands. Nothing could pass, at least on the employment-based immigration. Now the House is turning Republican Party. He knows nothing is going to get done there, especially on immigration. We can expect him to take a bold decisions on the immigration. He can grant a lot of different things, and as he pointed out, that the administration can unilaterally use the green cards that were being wasted previously for years, from 1992 or 1991 onwards all the way to right now. The number somewhere between 300 to about 350,000 green cards have been wasted. Those can be used right now without going to the Congress. They don't need to go to the Congress. The administration can stop counting the family members. The administration can stop counting the family members unilaterally without having any bill passed. They can do that. So if they do that, as he was asking for, that's it. The project dates are going to move very, 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 very fast. I mean, they may even become current, though.
What do you think is holding them back from this, sir?
Well, because our guys are not following up. Our guys are not contacting the congressmen. They are sitting and enjoying, listening to the shows and paying. Their companies are paying the money to the H-1B. Their companies are paying the H-4s. Their companies are paying for the H-1B extensions. Their companies are paying for the premium processing fees. What do I got to do it? I'm enjoying. I'll buy one more. I'm going to buy a $1.2 million home. Well, everything is taken care by the company. Why do I have to worry about this immigration bill? They are not taking. Look at the DACA kids, the way they lobbied it. Everywhere they encountered. They went to churches. They went to places. The kids spoke everywhere. And that's the reason why they're able to get it. Our guys are lazy and there is nothing I can do for it. If they can control, they can support, they can write letters, they can make voices, though. The administration will listen to them. They have listened to them. This administration is in our favor. Especially we have Joe Lofgren, who is going to use a majority right now. She's in the Judiciary Committee. She's the chairperson for but she's going to be the minority leader going forward from January 3rd. But we still have her support. She's very good. She has a knowledge. But just don't contact Joe Lofgren. Just contact all the other Congress people, all the other senators, especially where you are located at. You need to contact it. maybe we need to do a lot of emphasis on the organization, the cultural organizations that we have. They don't care about the immigration. They don't care.
Oh, yeah.
They only care about their whatever the dances and all those things. They put all the big shows and they don't have anything about immigration. And believe me, sometimes these organizations are not bad. I go there to these organizations. Okay, let's speak about it. Let's write the letters to all those things. A movie star comes in, 15,000 people were attending that show. And when there are 4 immigration lawyers they conducted, I don't mind taking the name of the organization called PANA, which has been very gracious enough to accommodate 4 immigration lawyers. Guess how many audiences came to us for 4 immigration lawyers? 4.
Should I? No way.
4.
Seriously?
Yes. We 4 lawyers and 4 audiences. What are we going to do with?
Oh, they could have each got a 1-hour consult with you.
Yeah, because we just started chatting. So
oh my God.
Our guys are not emphasizing on this one like the way DACA kids are. They need to complain because they're not getting the pain. It's always the companies. Look, the big companies, Apple is in support of it. Microsoft is in support of it. Meta is in support of it. All Google is in support of it. But our guys are not. I mean, they're not emphasizing that much. Tim Cook has been writing letters to the congressman, but our guys are not. So if they keep on writing to the administration, we can have this extra green cards. Now, I do not want these extra green cards issues, at least right now. We will wait until January 3rd to see if this EAGLE Act does not pass through. Then we'll emphasize on not counting the family members and reusing the green cards that would have been wasted. But yes, a draft of that is already provided to you, Mr. Subrinath. It's there at the bottom. You can write a letter if you want to, but I will hold that letter until January 3rd, though, okay? If the EAGLE Act goes through, then we don't have to worry about it.
Awesome. So folks, when Rahul Garu is saying our guys, he means you guys who are also watching the show. So please make sure you take the template that they've provided in the link below and send those letters. Send those letters if you're really serious about your green card, because you can effect change as much as you can, even from a keyboard, okay? So on that note, let's take our next caller, Andy. We'll try to come back to this caller again, but in the meantime, let's take our next caller. Okay. All right. Caller with number ending in 9613. 9613. We're ready for you now. Hello? Hello? Please press star 600 to unmute your line. Caller with number ending in 9613. Oops. Caller with number ending in 9613. We're ready for you. Hello?
9613 always does a star 6 again and again when he's online.
Please press star 600 to unmute your line. 9613. Hello?
Yeah, hi, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Yes. Please go ahead.
Hi, Nitya Garu. Hi, Rahul.
Hi, sir.
Go ahead with the questions.
Go ahead, sir.
Hi, I'm on my H-1B. My H-1 expires in September 2024. And then now I got an opportunity to work for my employer in India.
Nice.
Yeah, so my employer is okay to transfer me to India to work there as a manager for about a year. So my question here is, right now I'm working for a client, which my H-1 says the client name on my H-1B. So let's say, for example, if I go to India for about a year and then let's say if I wanted to come back, do I need to amend my H-1B?
Yes, because
I already have my stamping
until September 2024. But that stamping was for the, let's say the end client is AT&T in Dallas. Do you have the same job to come back at AT&T Dallas? Most probably not. So you can file an amendment by your company with whatever project that they have or the new end client. The good part is that you don't have to go for stamping. You just need an amendment to be approved with the consular processing. When you come into United States, and you can get all the way to 3 years, okay? The next, H-1B. When you come, you show the passport of the, which is expiring in September 2024. And you show the 797 saying that I'll be working at this location. Please grant me the I-94 until 3 years from the time you get it. You don't have to go for it. You still need to file an amendment to come back into the United States on H-1B. Okay?
Okay, so thanks, Oliver. One last question here is, let's say if I use that 1 year as a manager to my employer in India, once I come back, can I apply for EB1C? I already have my EB2.
You got it.
My priority date is 2018.
So it's not just the manager. It has to be a multinational executive manager. So to simply understand this thing, I would say that at least if you have 10 employees directly reporting to you, though, they're in India, and once you come back here in United States, you have 10 people reporting. It will be very convenient. If you say that they put a title as a manager and there is nobody underneath you, okay, your chances of L1A or I-140 are very, very, very weak. If you have 10 people, you have a good chance. If you have 20 people, very good chance. It's not the title by itself, but the position, though. They look into very closely. You will have to give them the map, the hierarchy of your office.
Yeah, the organization chart.
The organization chart. You need to name each and every employees. You need to give their job duties. I also suggest that if you are a second level manager would be much better. For example, if you have 3 people working underneath you, and these 3 people have, let's say, for example, 333 working underneath you, so that makes completely 12 people. They are all reporting directly to you. That is much better rather than having just 12 people directly reporting to you. Now, these are just theoretical things, though. Practically, it may be different. But I'm just telling that what we see the approvals getting better, but we don't see the approvals getting better. Those are the characters where we see the approvals getting better is the true tier level manager and at least 10 employees working underneath you. Now, also at this moment of time, we see the EB1Cs getting approved very easily. Back when the Trump administration was there, it was a very, very, very tough job to get the EB1C approval. Now, it's been very easier right now. We don't know how it's going to be in the future. But if you follow my directions, you have a higher chance of getting the approval. Okay? We'll go to the next call.
Awesome.
Next person.
Thanks, Doctor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling in. All right, let's take our next caller. Okay, caller with number ending in 0016. We're trying for you again. Caller with number ending in 0016. Hello?
Hello, Nitya, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, hi, Rahul, Nitya. Yeah, okay, so actually, my case filed in EB1C.
EB1C filed July 2020.
Exactly, Rahul. Thanks. Yeah, and approved in October 2020 itself, and on October 30th, I have filed 485. So on October 30, 2020, I got EAD in 2021 August. So during that time, case moved from NBC to Texas. It stayed there almost 13 months. So after that, it went back to again NBC for processing in September 2022. So during that time, I have changed my job from company A to B. So I have filed 485J. So in September end 2022. Now, actually, just 2 days ago, I have seen again my case transferred from NBC to Texas Service Center. So is that adjudicating from Texas, or I don't know the reason, but
no, Texas is not adjudicating the 485 applications anywhere. I would want you to sue the USCIS. That's the best solution right now, though. The reason is that your application has been pending for more than 2 years. That is a very right time for you to sue the USCIS. Don't wait because You never know. The priority dates may go back. Okay? So the USCIS, that's the best option you have.
Sure, Rahul. This is not, is this common practice, Rahul, moving to Texas again and back and forth?
No, it's
right?
not.
So that is
It's not. It's not.
question.
Something is odd.
Okay.
Something is odd with your file. Your priority date is current. It's been current from October 2022 right now. So you should sue the USCIS. That's writ of mandamus. All you're requesting the USCIS by going to the court is, hey, it's been 2 years. Just adjudicate my case. Tell me whether I'm approvable or not. That's all. And normally though, not guaranteed, but normally when lawyers file this case in the federal court where the judge is appointed directly by the President of the United States and approved by the Senate, okay, and they sit in for the lifetime. There is no retirement for them, and they cannot be removed by the President or the administration. They are independent judges. That's the beauty of this country. So what happens is that when the court case is filed for your kind of situation, before the judge sees, they come to us, okay, they adjudicate your case and they tell, hey, Rahul, what do you want to do about this case? Your guy already got the green card. Then we say, well, we lost the case, judge, we withdraw it. Okay? But not guaranteed, but that happened. We'll go to the next person.
Okay.
Thanks
a lot, Rahul.
Thanks, Andy. Thank you so much for calling, sir. Okay. All right, let's take our next caller, guys. Okay, let's take our next caller. All right, caller with number ending in 6213. 6213, you ready for you now? Hello? Caller with number ending in 6213, we're ready for you now. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, sir. Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, very good afternoon, Rahul sir and ma'am. So my question is, I think just now you answered. I just to continue with the same thing with respect to like converting an EB2 to EB1. So here my scenario is that my case is already approved I-140 under EB2. Then December 2020, I traveled to India and again came back here Jan 2022, at the end of Jan 2022. So I was acting as a manager in India, both means I have direct reports and all. But when I returned back to US, I again came back on as a developer role on H-1B. So in this scenario, is there any...
Did you say you were there in India for more than 1 year?
Yeah, more than 1 year, sir.
Were you on the payroll of the company for more than 1 year in India?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. If you qualify for the multinational executive position there in India for the 1 year period, even though you're working as a developer position, once you came back, you're working as a developer position.
Okay.
Would they have a job for you at a multinational executive position again here in United States? Would they?
Okay. Yeah,
I'm asking questions.
They will have.
If they have it,
yes.
If they have it, you don't need to convert into L1A. You can directly file a EB1C green card right now.
Okay.
Okay.
EB1C.
Thank you.
Okay. But if my company is stating that they are not willing to do on a H-1B, so they are advising convert to an L1A, then we can do it.
Yeah. Well, you are still eligible for an L1A. You technically don't have to, but sometimes strategically lawyers will say when they feel a little bit weakness or anything like that, even in my case also sometimes, I would like to convert into L1, test the waters to see. Because if the L1 gets denied, I know where the weaknesses are. If the L1 issues an RFE, I know where the weaknesses are. Okay? So also, when we move from when we move from H1B, when we file a direct I-140 under EB1C from H1B though, the probabilities of approval are lower on the EB1C from H1B. So some of the lawyers will strategically want to get you on L1A, then hit you with the EB1C. So if your lawyer is doing that strategy, I like that lawyer.
Okay.
Of
So,
course,
and
in
there
my
will be-
office, there are two different opinions on that. But your particular lawyer, I like.
Okay. So it's better to, from here, if I'm converting from H1B to L1A, in case if there is any rejection, will I have any odd consequences whether I can still continue on my H1B?
Absolutely, you can continue on H1B. The rejection was only an L1A. You can continue on H1B. Nobody is saying that the position that you're working does not require a bachelor's degree here. You're good. Okay.
And after converting into L1A, is there any, within how much time we can, is there any holiday period where we can only file EB1C after a certain period of time, or can we file immediately also?
Good question. If the company has been established company for a long period of time, okay, that means that the relationship between the Indian company and this company has been established for a long period of time. You don't have to worry about any timeline. As soon as you get the L1 approval, the day you get the email, next time you can file an I-140 directly. If the company here in United States has been formed less than 1 year ago, though, there are some rules you have to wait for 1 year, but most probably it doesn't look like your case is that. So in your case, to file L1A, get an L1A approval, immediately file an I-140. We'll go to the next person.
Got it.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling in. All right. Question for you, Rahul Garu. This is from Truly Right. Says, I'm on adjustment of status. Can I also take up an employment in Canada as I have Canadian citizenship?
Well, that's not a Canadian employment. He wants to take because if you are sitting in United States, though, okay.
Yes, and he's on an adjustment of status.
He filed an adjustment of status. Let's say he's working for a company called Apple. Okay.
Yes.
Now, in Canada, there is a company called AT&T, and he wants to take up a job with AT&T sitting in United States. I don't see any problem in it. Okay. The only thing is that he's considering that he's working in Canada. No, if you're sitting in United States, you're working in United States. Since you're on adjustment of status EAD, that I'm assuming, you can take up 2 jobs.
Okay. Got it. All right. Thank you, sir. Let's take our next caller, Andy. Okay. Caller with number ending in 1056. 1056, we're ready for you. Hello? Caller with number ending in 1056. Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Hi. Thanks, Nithya and Rahul, for your service to the Indian community. My question is, I had a I-140 with the employer A, who filed my 485 in October 2020 in EB in a downgrade method to EB3.
Yes,
and
I'm aware of it.
My priority date is June 2011. So now I had a 485 interview 1 month back. It was for my entire family. And currently I no longer work with the employer A. I'm working with the employer B for about 8 months.
But at the time of the interview, whom were you working for?
I'm working with employer B.
Okay. Did you took the 485J supplement when you went for the interview?
No, I didn't took the 485J supplement, but they didn't ask any question about employer A. They just simply asked, where are you currently working? Show the pay stubs like that. So I gave the pay stubs of employer B. Then they said, okay, wait for 4 weeks, then you will see the results like that. So I didn't get any result up to now. Is there, should I file 485J with employer B,
yes,
or should I wait for the result?
Right. Once you go for the interview, you should have taken the 485J supplement to the interview, though. Here, the officer seems to be completely ignorant of what he is doing, though. Please imagine that you don't assume that immigration lawyers, these immigration officers are not aware of employment-based immigration. Out of the total immigration, though, okay, only 15% of the immigration is employment-based. And imagine There is also citizenship too. The amount of green cards and citizenship, almost 80% of the people will end up becoming citizenship. So that reduces that from 15% to 7%. And then on top of that, employment base doesn't go for the interview normally as much as the family cases. So that reduces about 2 to 3%. These people are not aware of that AC21 rule, 485J rule, and all those things. You should have taken the 485J supplement. What I would do right now is that since your priority date is current in EB2 and also in EB3, I'm going to file the 485J supplement right now for you. And I will wait for a month or so to see if they will adjudicate it. Not even a month, but less than a month. And then if not, I will do the writ of mandamus, because you filed your 485 application October of 2020. It's been a long time and it still did not get adjudicated. Go for a writ of mandamus. That means that you're forcing the USCIS to adjudicate your application. But I think so the error was that the 485J, the officer doesn't know what to do now. He doesn't understand why the pay stubs are different. The I-140 is different. He won't understand that thing. So he's unable to adjudicate the application. You have to help him out. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Adi. Before we take our next caller, question for you, Rahul Garu. This is
Nitya, before the way when you deal with the immigration officer is that when they are not aware of it, though, okay, you have to spoon feed them. Hey, look, when a person changes a company, they need a 485J supplement when the interview comes in. You have to spoon feed them. If you go there, okay, this guy doesn't know anything, I provide it. He can't adjudicate it. He won't understand. Oh, he's supposed to work for Apple, but he's working for Microsoft. I don't understand it. You put it out there, and nobody told him that there's something called 485J supplement he can change after 6 months.
Got it.
So he puts it out. So we have to help him out.
Right.
That's all. Sorry, go ahead, Nitya.
No. This is good information, sir, because a lot of us don't know that even the officers who are coming also may not know everything,
Yeah.
So that is a very good pointer. All right. Question for you, Rahul Garu. This is from Mehul Shah. Says, my spouse and son, GC is still pending. Priority date is August of 2010 on EB3. Even though I was the primary, received my GC in August of 2022. Do you suggest we do an F2A GC application? Dates under EB3 is current. My son is aged 19 years.
No, definitely not F2A for these people. Because your priority date is current. You told me that your priority date is 2010. I would not do the F2A for you. Go for the mandamus case, writ of mandamus, where I was suggesting that it's current. If it's not current, though, I would have definitely suggested you the F2A, though. Yeah, but if your son is getting 21 at that point of time, I'll go with F2A, but he's 19 right now. His age is locked. I would not go for F2A for him.
Okay, got it.
Just in case F2A people is that he's speaking about green card holders filing for the spouse or children unmarried and under 21 is considered to be F2A.
All right, let's just take our next caller. Caller number ending in 2123. 2123, we're ready for you now. Hello? Caller with number ending in 2123. Please press *6 to unmute your line. *6 to unmute your line. Caller with number ending in 2123. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir?
Hello? Hi.
Hello, sir. We can hear you.
Hi, I'm Prasad. I have a question related to the change of employment after getting EAD, I-485.
Go ahead, sir.
Did you say you got the green card?
So, what are the precautions we have to take when we change the employment?
After getting the green card?
Hello?
So, did you already get the green card?
No. It's a EAD AP we have received, and so we did not get a green card. So we are when we change an employer.
If you already have adjustment of status pending, I'm assuming it's been pending for more than 180 days. Is that right?
Yes.
And your I-140 underlying I-140 is already approved. Is that right?
Yes.
What is your priority date?
It's 2014 January.
Okay, so no precautions need to be taken. The only simple precautions I would recommend strongly is, of course, the next company, the next job you're going to be working should be in the similar profession. So if you are a Java programmer, okay, you can do SAP or Oracle, that's perfectly okay. But let's say, for example, you are a Java programmer, don't go into Java production, Java beans production, which is coffee beans production, because that is different job, okay? But if you go to Oracle or if you go to SAP, that's fine. Any software is one database. All those things are software for us. But when you move from Java software to Java beans production, that's completely different, even though they sound same, okay? So as long as you're in the similar profession, you are. Another thing, do you need to file a 485J? You don't need to, it's up to you. But the company that you're joining, tell them that you are in adjustment of status EAD. I may require a 485J supplement at a later date. Remember the previous caller, he went for the interview, he didn't take the 485J supplement from the company, he just took the pay stubs. If there is an interview, sometimes even if the prior date is not current, they may interview you. Your company must be willing to give the I-485J supplement. And if they ask, what is I-485J supplement? You can pull it out from online and show it to them. It's practically for them, it's only 1.5 page, about 7-8 questions are there. That's all that they need to answer. No filing fees, nothing is required. They don't need to provide it right now. They must be willing to provide at a later date. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. All right, let's take our next caller, but just one quick question before that, Rahul Garu. This is from Vijay Kumar. Says, I have my GC, but my daughter aged out. She's on F-1. She had graduated in computer engineering last week. My question is, if I start my own LLC, can I sponsor my daughter's H-1B visa? What are some of the pros and cons?
If the only purpose for you is to get her the H-1B for her, that is definitely not a right thing. If you want to start your own business and as a part of that business, you think so that your daughter is good enough for you to earn money for everybody, okay? You know, for lawyers, you and your daughter too, that's fine. But don't start just for the daughter's purpose though. That's not a good idea.
Okay.
And there's another problem is that you cannot sponsor this company you own, cannot sponsor the green card for her. Only H-1B is allowed, but not the green card.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Let's take our caller. Caller number ending in 9160. 9160. We're ready for you now. Hello.
Hello, Nitya Garu and Rahul Garu.
Hello, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, we can hear you, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I have one quick question. I'm on EB2 with priority date 2017, but I would like to apply for national interest waiver. And I have been working since last 9 years in US with master's degree.
Why national interest waiver? National interest waiver is going to get you EB2. Are you aware of it?
Yes, but in case, like, I mean, if I laid off or something goes wrong, at least, you know, I have application in national interest waiver, and I can change the employer because I applied my labor in May.
Wait. If you have an I-140 approval with company A, you want to change the employer. You don't need a national interest waiver. Even if your employer A, even if your employer A is even if your employer A has withdrawn the I-140, you can still use to move to company B to company C, company C to company D. You can use it for the next 90 years. You don't need national interest waiver.
Yes.
The only time you would require a national interest waiver is when the only time you require a national interest waiver is when, if the priority date becomes current and your employer is not willing to sponsor the green card, that's when it's going to be useful. But otherwise, just to change the companies, you don't need national interest waiver.
Yes, right now, like, I mean, my employer filed labor, my employer B filed labor in May 2022, and it's still under process.
But I got the point. So you want to file a national interest waiver, okay?
That way, like, I mean, in sense, if my national interest waiver is approved, then if I move to any other employer, if I start from scratch, and by God's grace, like, I mean, if my priority.
I got it. Okay. Yeah, if you start from scratch, it's going to take time. Then you may lose the priority date move back. Okay. It has some advantage. Keep going.
Yeah, I mean, with the master's and 9 years of experience in life sciences, am I eligible for national interest?
Just because you have 9 years experience and master's degree now, that's not enough. Almost all the people with your priority date have that much experience, though. There must be something in the national interest. Let's say, for example, you're working for electric cars. Right now, petroleum is a problem. There are things going on. Gas is a problem. Those things are going on. You're saving the natural gas energy usage. Okay, that's going to be something useful. Something that is going to be in the interest of the nation. You need to prove that. Master's degree in 9 years by itself is not.
Yeah, with life sciences, COVID, and this stuff.
What life sciences? What is it? Okay, what is, I mean, are you working with any COVID disease prevention, COVID vaccine thing?
Not exactly COVID, but life sciences, manufacturing the devices and diagnostic devices.
Are devices manufacturing, do you have any patents?
No. I mean, it's companies, right? I mean, I was working with the company as a...
Yeah, but even if the company patents it, they put the name of the person who helped them, though. For example, if you work with Pfizer, though, okay, and patent has been issued, though, they will write who all the doctors work in that patent, though. So even if the company gets a patent, you don't get any right on the patent, though, but your name will be listed out there. So you may want to work on those things. And also, if you're shooting for national interest waiver, I might as well go shoot for EB1A, which is extraordinary ability. Because I don't see much advantage for you. And EB, you need to also understand this EB national interest waiver cannot be downgraded. It's only EB2. It cannot be downgraded to EB3. Yeah, you can consider it, but I will try to shoot for EB1A, okay?
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. All right, perfect. Folks, I know we have a lot more people who are waiting on our call lines here, but unfortunately, as always, we're all out of time today. And Rahul Garu, thank you so much, sir, for being so patient and for answering all our viewers' questions, so truthfully, actually, I should say. And to all our viewers, please don't forget that links are provided in the description box. Write to your congressman, write to the senators, make sure you effect some change. And we will see you back, same time, same place next week. And until then, have a safe week, have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
గెలుపే ఊపిరిగా పట్టుదలే ప్రాణంగా ఆశయమే గమ్యంగా పోరాడే యోధుడికి విజయం అన్స్టాపబుల్. ప్రశ్నల్లో మరింత ఫైర్, సరదాల్లో మరింత సెటైర్, మీకోసం మరింత రంజుగా. దెబ్బకి థింకింగ్ మారిపోవాలా? మీకోసం మరింత రంజుగా.
अब तू देख लेगा बच्चन साहब का खेल.
Download AHA now.
ఆకర్షణీయమైన చీరలు